reliquary of a conqueror's body is formed in accordance with his actions and prayer. He was a Bodhisattva. Although the Bodhisattva has no path beyond sorrow into the known embodying nirvana, and his conceptual desire to accomplish the welfare of others has ceased, he still accomplish all that is of benefit for them. So that's the we talk about. Even Buddha's no conceptual thoughts, but still can benefit. So no, today is 38. Actually, started with from Shavaka. If the Buddha has no conceptual mind, can merit us through echo from worshipping him. So that's if Buddha no mind, then we create accumulation, merit, worship to Buddha offerings that can, how can benefit. So Mayaminka answered, there is no fault because it has been explained that the merits from worshipping a Buddha while he is alive and from worshipping his relics when he has passed beyond sorrow are exactly the same. So he alive, he passed away, we worshipping the Buddha's, relics, stupa, statue, temple, whatever we use object, the main point is the same and equal accumulation merit, no difference. So that's everyone okay, yeah? Okay, so now go to the 39. Mm, it is established through scripture authority that fruits occur both from worshipping a Buddha who has no conceptual mind as well as from a Buddha who is considered deceptive to have a conceptual mind and automatically to be truly existent. For example, just as you accept that a truly existing fruit of Mary occur from worshipping a truly existing Buddha, and don't with a mind, the two accept that first, no truly existing merits occur from worshipping a first, no truly existing Buddha. So the Mayaminka says the relatively true and absolute true, either one. So you can get benefit, worshipping the Buddha. That is the many in the Buddha's teaching sutras, have a quote. The come from teaching from Buddha. He said already, worshipping, doing practice, like follow the relativity or absolute either way can benefit. Like for example, is if we ordinary people think we worshipping Buddha is exist Buddha, so that person get existly, benefit. Means like you fear Buddha's exist, you offering, and you don't create accumulation merit. You also receive blessings and or existently whatever you fears that way comes. And then someone uh, recognize Buddha is absolutely not truly exist, but still, we do the worshipping or doing, we doing create accumulation merit, so also benefit for us, like, no exist any benefit. So the main point, like, just how you worshiping Buddha, so you can benefit that way. Same is like last time we talked, someone create accumulation merit is they truly receive benefit. Someone create accumulation, same is the delusionally, they also receive result also delusionally. So either way works. Follow the relativity and absolute truth, both works for the person who worship Buddha. Okay, so that's the or is debating with the result. Any questions there? So now we can talk about that part first. Everyone okay, their sections? Okay.
I guess I have a quick question just for make sure I understand. So what I think I'm hearing is no matter how you view the Buddha, if you worship him in that particular manner, you still get merit.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
There's a Shavaka thing is worshipping Buddha must be existingly. Otherwise cannot benefit. So my amiga say can benefit. You just worship like existing Buddha, so you benefit. We worship Buddha is not existingly, but we can benefit. So that's the answer. The main point is absolute truly the Buddha is not, exist. So Shavakas want like Buddha means exist. Same is like just our thought.
So I have a quick question, Kempo. So does that mean that there's the same, basically it's the same, whether you are thinking of the Buddha in the relative truth or you're thinking of the Buddha in the absolute truth, you are receiving the same level of benefit? Or is there more if you're associating the Buddha as not truly existing?
Actually, see, the here is my amiga going to approve when no exist. So then see Shavaka say if no exist, we cannot get benefit. So anyway, my amiga said no exist, but still can benefit because you thinking is Buddha's exist. That's why you're worshiping. You can get benefit. If you who really knows emptiness, they're worshiping Buddha is non-existent. They get benefit non-existent. So that is the truth.
I see. Okay, it's the same.
Okay. The first answer, like you said, like you doing, you think you can get benefits. We also the Shantideva say we doing this non-existently, offerings and prayers, whatever we worship is benefit, non-existing.
Okay, thank you.
Actually, non-existing is truth, reality. Garage is your video is the camera is really great. So many colors. He gone. Yeah, that's something it have to change. Otherwise, this happening. Do you see the like his camera videos, right? So yeah, like that. That's the and they have to form. And you have to off something. Otherwise, that's happening. Yeah, that's hard for eye. So now we go to then next one. Next is going to debate Mahayana teaching and debating emptiness. Oh, that's great. Now you fixed. Oh, coming back again.
Sorry.
So
I'll just turn off the camera.
okay. So that has something I know. The last time also I get that problems, and then very hard to figure out how to go with that one. They are found, and many people has that problems. So something like we own in the virtual background, then that's happening. So better is all the virtual background area, everything off, then maybe that go away. Establish as a part the knowledge that ultimate true are emptiness. So Vibhashika. Here, Shantideva going to debating with Vibhashika, Shavakas. So this is Nagore is like who actually debating with against first Mahayana teaching, who against Mahayana teaching is the Shavakas and the Vibhashikas. So there want something exists truly. They cannot accept emptiness, main point. Then these Vibhashika Shavakas are not really realizers. They just follow the how to say this Shavaka Vibhashika schools, follow the schools, but they don't realize it, and then they are attached to the religion their own, and then they think that what they're saying is their thing is their truth. So that's the reason here in this section, Shantideva debating is not the arhats, Buddha's manifestation, no arhats who has great realizations. So not arhats who really truly understand the Four Noble Truth. Then these Vibhashikas are actually is Korngombu Ngajarchi means like has pride, and then pride and attached to their Vibhashika and the Shavakas school their view, and that's why they don't have realized. That's why they don't accept emptiness. So they're going to debate Shantideva through cultivating a direct vision of the aspect of the Four Noble Truths. So direct vision for Noble Truths, truth of suffering and origination of suffering, truth of cessation, truth of a path. So we have Four Noble Truths. Actually, this morning I shared with you each one has 444. So 16th, and have to understanding the Four Noble Truths. So that means like if we meditate the truth of suffering, so then you have to know all this phenomena, everything in inner sentient beings are impermanent. So otherwise you think all these beings are exist, and so you have that kind of strong fixations, then you cannot realize that all these beings are suffering. So that's why we have to meditate impermanent, and then go to meditate emptiness and selflessness of a person. So, and also all this samsara is a suffering. So that kind of like 4 different aspects that we have to follow the meditate. And then same like that is the origination of suffering also has 4, because it's a Kingyong origination of suffering, and that is the cause that has contradictions. So that's all suffering source. So that's different ways. They also have different aspects. Then we have like cessation also have different kind of aspects. It's peace, abiding, joy, great feeling, something. So free from sufferings. They have cessation also has like 4 different qualities in there, and have to actually meditate. That is actually realization of this free from some suffering. Then go to path, also has different levels of path, 4 different ways. So path is a little bit harder to explain, but it's different ways, like remove the emotions. So that's Four Noble Truths, such impermanent and so forth. One will be liberate from disturbing conceptions. So you realize Four Noble Truths, you are free from these emotions. So what is the point of cultivating a vision of emptiness? That is not established as anything. So there's emptiness is a nothing. Why are we going to practice? Not necessary, no need, main point is. So Yaminka says, it is necessary to behold emptiness. because it is taught in the Perfection of Wisdom scripture, Panjaparimita Sutras. So that without the part of the wisdom that understanding emptiness, there will be no resultant awakening. And without emptiness understanding, so then not possible to awaken to arhats, not possible to awaken Pachika Buddha, not possible awaken Buddhahood without this wisdom. So Vibhashika think emptiness is a non-necessary need. Without that, they can liberate. But Mahayamika say without emptiness meditation, not possible to you can liberate. So all liberation is come from realization, emptiness. So this emptiness is like perfection of wisdom, emptiness, wisdom. Maybe we can say empty wisdom of emptiness. So words is like we can use something different, like that way, wisdom of emptiness. So that realization arise this shower, the three different levels liberations. Without that, no possible any liberation. So that's Mayamika said. So then Vibhashika not going to accept that because here Mayamika put the reason is perfection of wisdom. Scripture Panjaparimita Sutras. So they're not going to accept that. Because reason is this Vibhashika didn't have that sutra. They don't have that sutra, then they say no, that sutra is no Buddha's teaching. So they say, I want only Buddha's teaching. I don't want you create something. So I want only Buddha teaching. Buddha didn't talk this Panjaparimita Sutras. So that's reason here Vibhashika said, but since the Mahayana teachings are not the word of Buddha, they are not established as a credible scripture authority for us. So this sutra, Panjaparimita Sutras, not Buddha's teaching, this is not Buddha teach for us. And that is just you created someone after Buddha passed away. You guys created. The Buddha never shared this teaching, never he talked. So they say we're not going to accept that teaching. So Buddha like established as credible scripture authority for us is like all the Vinayana teaching and the lower workers. Main point is lower worker, Vinayana, Abhidhamma, Sutra. They all has a lower worker, Abhidhamma, lower worker, vehicle, Vinayana. Vinayana is all is the actually the lower vehicle. Then Sutra also have a lower vehicle. So these three scripture Buddha share, and that teaching is for us. Means like you and me, both the Buddha share that for us. Not you pointing here is Panjaparimita Sutra. That's we're not going to accept. They said that is no Buddha's teaching. Okay, so then Mayamika. But then who are your scripture established as credible? The Mayamika asked question for them. So who created your teachings? You say your teachings all is come from Buddha. Give me proving, Mahayana told them, Shantideva. Vibhashika says, they are credible because they are established as the word of Buddha for both of us. See, this teaching are credible and also established as the words of the Buddha's teaching for us. And so Vibhashika say, you also knows this is come from Buddha. I also knows come from Buddha. That's why it's great teaching. But your is, I don't know. I'm not accept. That's why your is incorrect. So Buddha never taught emptiness. If he taught emptiness, actually that means like against for cause and effect and against for noble truth. So the main point, that's why they're not going to accept. But actually emptiness teaching is not against for noble truth. Without emptiness meditation, you don't really know the Four Noble Truth. But they don't recognize that. That's why they just same is like in the for beginner. So like here example like we ordinary people who don't have realized emptiness, we think all these things exist. So that kind of everyone's perception is the same as the is Vibhashika's perception. What he's saying here is. So actually that is we have the dropped and the thought because we don't have realized wisdom of emptiness. So no, Shantideva, he give answer is another answer. When it first prior to your acceptance of your tenets, your scriptures cannot have been the word of Buddha because at the time they were not established as the word of Buddha for you. Here, the main point is you accepting your teaching is Buddha's teaching, but main point Shantideva said your teaching same is like Mahayana teaching. You really cannot accept the truth. If you don't accept Mahayana teaching, Buddha's teaching, then you don't have actually also proven your teaching is Buddha's teaching. The reason is, see, this lower way hackers teaching also, they cannot prove. They say, oh, it's come from Buddha, because they don't know actually. This guy who debating with Shantideva, they really don't know. They just say, okay, my teacher told me. I follow this, my lineages, so follow like that way. They really don't have like their independently, their understanding this, they say, oh, it's followed by the Buddha, it's my teaching, it's Buddha's teaching, yours is not. So there is dependently, they say, oh, my teaching is Buddha because my teacher told me. I learned from this lineage and teachings. So that's why I know Buddha's teaching. Then that same reason is Mahayana. Shantideva say we have, but you don't have independently proving, that is Buddha's teaching. Your scriptures are Buddha's teaching. So because at that time they were not established as the word of Buddha for you, see that time Buddha actually didn't teachings write down, and then after she come from many lineages, so then they said this is a Buddha's teaching, we hear from Buddha. So if that reason you accept your teaching is Buddha's teaching, then Shantideva say, okay, Mahayana also we have exactly same like that. You have to accept Mahayana is Buddha's teaching. Otherwise, you don't have directly, independent experience like this all teaching is Buddha's teaching. Means like the lower way hacker teachings are Buddha's teaching, that he don't have that proving. So Shantideva giving the equal logic. You don't have approved if you don't accept my teaching, then Shantideva says you also don't have approving the same reasons. Then Vibhashika said, nevertheless, they are still credible because we learn about them from a pure unbroken lineage. They say, see, they put reasons. My is correct, your is not. My is correct. The reason is I have all the lineages, unbroken lineages. The authentic teachers share this. They said they heard from Buddha these teachings. So I heard this and I learned this, so I know mine is correct. You don't have that. So that's the Vibhashika taught. Then Madhyamaka Mayamika says, but this reason for which you believe in your scripture is equally applicable in the Mahayana, because we too have an unbroken lineage of teachers. So Shantideva said, okay, so you say yours is correct. The reason is you have unbroken lineage. That's why your teaching is correct, is authentic, come from directly from Buddha. So then Shantideva said, I also have the same like that too. So all the Mahayana teaching has unbroken lineage, authentic teachers. These teachings also they say come from Buddha. So I have that too. You don't know that, that means my teaching is, you cannot say it's not Buddha's teaching. So that's the Shantideva main point is giving the answer for them. Furthermore, if you accept something as true simply because two people accept it, then you said your teaching is the truth because you and I both accept. That's why my teaching is correct. You said that. That's also no good reason. Two people approving. If that is correct, then you should also accept the Vedas and other non-Buddhist scripture are true. Then see, that's also many people accepting. They are truth. They are not truth, but then you're going to accept all these non-Buddhist teaching are incredible, they are authentic, so they're going to take you to liberation. Are you going to accept that? Because reason is there not only two people accepting, there are many followers accepting that religion is correct. So that's the incredible scriptures, but many people accepting that cannot approving their teaching is authentic and their teachings can take you to the liberation. So Shantideva says, you know that these non-Buddhist teachings cannot take you to liberation because they don't have the quality. Means like, see, if you're going to take to the liberation, at least you have the realization, emptiness, selflessness of person, selflessness of phenomena. They don't have that inside their teachings. Then talk about the bodhicitta and the love, compassion. So that's also not enough that their scriptures. So they're not going to take you to liberation. So then are you going to accept that all is truth? So of course this Vibhashika said, no, I'm not going to accept this non-Buddhist teachings going to everyone going to liberating sentient beings. They said that I'm not going to accept. So that means Vibhashika put two reasons. Both are fair. One is they said they have authentic lineage. Mahayana didn't have. Shantideva said, I have authentic lineage. Same as you. Then this Vibhashika said, my teaching is you accept, I accept. We both accept. It's correct. Your teaching, you accept only, I don't accept. That's why yours is 4. So Shantideva said, if you and I accept, two people accept, it's become correct, then all this non-Buddhist teaching also must be correct because many millions of people accept. Correct. So that's the reason is become fair and no approving. So no Vibhashika again. The Mahayana scripture are not credible because they are disputed. They say, oh no, my teaching you and I both accept. We don't disagree. Your teaching, we are disagree. Your teaching, debating. That's why your teaching is not Buddha's teaching and incorrect. It's wrong, it's fair. Then Mayamika. But since all your scriptures are disputed by the non-Buddhists and some of them by other Buddhist scholars, so something have disagreed. If you're not going to accept that, then your teaching also has so much disagreed because the first, like, see, Vibhashika has 4 different major lineages. Therefore, each one has four. It's become 18 different subtle levels, the subtle lineages in there. So they also has a different kind, dispute each other. Then Shantideva said, okay, so your teaching also then is cannot accept because you inside your group has dispute each other, your teaching. Then of course, like no Buddhists also dispute your teaching too. That someone debating, disagree, that mean that proving teaching is incorrect. Then your teaching all have to give up. Are you going to do that? So they say, of course not, right? That means like something you have debating and the dispute that cannot approving, the Mahayana is incorrect. So the Shantideva just giving is like their words, like what they use their own words and giving to answer for them. So you should reject your own scriptures too. Then you have to reject your scripture because your inside your groups have dispute each other. No Buddhist dispute you. So you say if something dispute, then that is incorrect. Then you also have that problem. So of course, Vibhashika said, no, I'm not going to give up, right? They're not going to reject their own scriptures. They want only reject Mahayana, but they don't find some good solution, reason to reject Mahayana teaching. So now they're going to more debate. 49, 44 is Tibet is 49. Your accept any teaching which can be classified into the three scripture categories. So your accept any teaching which can be classified into three scripture categories. So this Vibhashika said, you're going to accept the teaching. Vibhashika said like, oh no, this is Shantideva said, you accept any teaching which can be classified into three scripture categories. You're going to accept any part of these three, three scripture categories, classify into three scripture categories. So that means like three baskets. And Shantideva said, you're going to accept three baskets, right? So Tipitaka, so this three basket is Tipitaka as the word of Buddha, according to whether it discusses the higher turning of moral discipline, concentration, see that is meditation, or wisdom. See that three is like called the three turnings, three high turnings. So discipline, concentration, wisdom. Usually you can see sometimes like trainings, three trainings, three trainings, I think I'm saying correctly, right? Three trainings. Okay, so that means like discipline, concentration, and wisdom. So that three. If this is so you, okay, so you only accept these three, right? So this since these three trainings are talked in most Mahayana scriptures, such as the Siddhanammanakana Sutra, so they are therefore similar to your scriptures. So then Shantideva said, right, you accept only these three Buddha shares in the three basket teachings where there has these three trainings. You said that is Buddha's teaching, right? So if you accept that way, then Shantideva said, in Mahayana teaching also has exactly like that too. We have these three trainings. This Mahayana is a Siddhanammakana Sutra that is similar to your text in having all these characteristics of Buddha's speech. Then why not say that all Mahayana texts were spoken by the conqueror? Then why you say this Mahayana teachings not come from Buddha? Same meaning. What you have, we have. So Shantideva said, we have same meaning what you have. Then why you say it's not Buddha's teaching. Give me reason. So then Vibhashika also said, yeah, I'm not accept your teaching. If Mahayana takes such as the Panchaparimita Sutra, where the word of Buddha, see, if you Mahayana, you have this Panchaparimita Sutra. If that teaching is Buddha's teaching, then surely great Kashyapa and other arhats would have understood them. Must be their understand. Since they did not, so they don't know your teaching. If your teaching is Buddha's teaching, Kashyapa and other arhats, 100% they have to know. But they don't know your teaching. That's why your teaching is not Buddha's teaching. Cannot be the word of Buddha. That's why your teachings cannot be Buddha's teaching. So then Shantideva also Mayamika again, since they are extremely profound. So Shantideva said, okay, my teaching is, since they are like, this sutra, Panchaparamitas, extremely profound, vast profound teaching. So your teachers don't know. That is your teacher's problem, not my teaching problem. Shantideva, main point is, yeah. And other, see, so even the great Kashyapa, your teacher is great, but even the great Kashyapa and the other arhats could not fathom the depths of the what was expressed in the teaching of the Mahayana scriptures. They don't understand that because its meaning is too profound, vast, and they don't have that capacity, understanding. Even your teachers are great, but they don't understand because they don't have that kind of ability or capacity understand the Mahayana teaching. So no, see, but it would be hard for those, sorry, it's not there, scriptures. Therefore, just because you don't understand them, who would regard this as reason for not accepting them as the word of the Buddhas? If they don't understand, how you can say this is not Buddha's teaching? Why are you going to say that? Because they don't have the capacity to understand this teaching. You say that the man aha is the root for establishing the presence of the Buddha's teaching. So you say this, you say that the man ahas is the root for establishing the presence of the Buddha's teaching, means this ahas is authentic lineage Buddha's lineage holder. So establish presence of the Buddha's teaching, but it would be hard for those who is mind. There you say, like this is like Shantideva just follow their answer. You say that means like this Vibhashika say, the man ahas is the root, for establishing presence of the Buddha's teaching. I think that means like this ahas is like Buddha's lineage holder, essence of lineage holder. Shantideva said, but you said that is Shantideva said, okay, yes, but must be realized authentic, ahats, not just your thinking ahats. So the main point, Shantideva didn't accept their teacher is ahats. Because the Shantideva said that except is like ahats is authentic Buddha's lineage holder, that he said yes, you said that yes, but your teacher is not authentic, because they don't understand Panchaparimita. If they don't understand the Panchaparimita, then they cannot be authentic teacher. So there cannot be Buddha's lineage holder. But it would be hard for those whose mind see that has mind still apprehend true existence. They don't have realized emptiness and have not understood emptiness, see, to be man ahas. This you're saying man ahas that didn't have emptiness realization. So see, ahats means at least they have selflessness or personal realization. Look, these ahats don't have that realization. That means like, this who debating with Shantideva Shavakas, their thing is their teachers ahats, but Shantideva's main point is your teachers are not yet ahats because they don't have realization this. Because they could not have fully abandoned their disturbing conceptions. See, they are not free from emotion. Why they cannot be free from emotion? They don't have realization emptiness. Without realization emptiness, they cannot be free from emotions. So still there has truly existing for fixations in the world. So their fixation to the world. That's why they don't have realization emptiness. Then they cannot be free from afflictive emotions. That means they are not ahats. They are not Buddha's authentic lineage holder. Therefore, since they would not have abandoned suffering, then long as they have emotion, they also have suffering. It would be hard for them to have attained the state beyond sorrow nirvana. They are not yet in the nirvana state. They are still in the samsara. So that's the Shantideva just main point. He give all the information. Your teachers who don't realize this Panchaparamita, they are no authentic Buddha's lineage holder because they are still fixation to the world, and they don't have truly understanding emptiness. That's the reason they have emotion. That's the reason there is a suffering. That's the reason they are stuck still in the samsara, not in the nirvana. Main point is. Then Vibhashika again. Although they do not understand such in emptiness, so they don't know the emptiness. Vibhashika said they do not understand such in emptiness. They are free from suffering. So the Vibhashikas just main point that they don't accept emptiness. That's why they say they do not understand such in emptiness. It's okay that for them it's okay. They say they don't, because they don't accept emptiness is important. They are free from suffering because they have abandoned their disturbing conceptions by means of meditating upon such things as impermanent and personal addictlessness. So they know what Vibhashika here says. Vibhashika says, yes, they don't know emptiness. It's okay, doesn't mean they don't accept emptiness. So anyway, they say my teachers, they are free from suffering. This, they say my teachers, these ahas, free from suffering because they have abandoned their disturbing conceptions. They are already free from emotions. Then how can they are free from emotions? Then the answer is means of meditating. They meditate, my teachers, upon such things as like impermanent and personal addictlessness. So my teachers meditated. That's how they become ahas. So then Shantideva say, yes, I want to hear that from you. Main point, yeah. Because here say personal addictlessness is emptiness. So they don't accept emptiness, but no, they just, Shantideva talk about emptiness, they don't accept, but no, they say, my teacher has this realization. They say, my teacher knows impermanent and personally addictlessness, right? So Shantideva say, yes, that is emptiness. I told you, without that, cannot be ahats, cannot be Pachika Buddha, cannot be Buddha, right? So that's the main point there. So no, see, Shantideva said, however, so because of having abandoned their misconceptions, do they become devoid of suffering as soon as they attain the state of ahas with residue? So now they're going to debate and differing again. So Shantideva already approving without emptiness realization, they cannot be the ahats. They already told that my teacher has this, personal identitylessness, that is emptiness realization. They also accept that. So no, this is like said that is the final realization. So no, Vibhashika said aha is final realization. So cannot be more beyond it, that don't accept, they're not going to accept that. So Shantideva said this aha is still not final realization. So just only that place is a safe place. So you are free from emotion, you are free from suffering, but still you have a subtle level, this dualistic conceptual thought. So if you don't get through that, or you don't purify that karma, you cannot become Buddha. So you cannot have this true omniscient wisdom, same as Buddha. So Shantideva says, still this ahara have to, walk and to go through again to become into the Mahayana teaching, and have to practice again Mahayana. Otherwise, they cannot become Buddha. So this state is still not the final liberation. Although these ahas have no disturbing conceptions, they don't have emotions. It was clearly. So we know you don't have emotion. Told that through the letting force of the previous actions. So they have some subtle level, this dualistic conceptual and subtle ignorance, like part of the selflessness of phenomena. They don't have selflessness of phenomena realization. They have realized the selflessness of a person, but they don't have selflessness of realization phenomena, selfless of phenomena realization. That's the reason they have subtle these obscurations. Ahas such same is like say Madha Jayana experience suffering. So this some become ahas, but still they have some suffering. Karma is happening for them. So that means that there are no final realization. They have to work hard again to into the Mahayana teaching. Otherwise, you cannot become Buddha. So Vibhashika said, this is the final realization. Then they said they have two ahas. One is like when you are rich ahas, but still they have some this karma experience. But then when they really die, like free from like go the die, then that 100% liberating. So some is like when they reach aha level, then free from all the suffering, and some is like reach the ahas, but they still they have some karmic sufferings. But when they die, then they are free from suffering. So they talk about two different kinds there. But main point is Shantideva said, it doesn't matter either one, which one. But anyway, these ahas both are not final realization. So still have to join into the Mahayana teaching, have to receive the bodhicitta, and then have to get realization, the so selflessness of phenomena. So under that, these two, the ahas, we talk about two different kind of ahas, both are not final realization. So still they have to work hard. So the only the final realization, great realization is a Buddha only. So this ahas is only just safety place, but still they have to work hard to come into the Mahayana teaching. So that is the Shantideva's answer. Okay, so now finish we. Finish there, right, today?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question, Kempo. And maybe Lyman had a question too. Do you want to ask your question, Lyman? Go ahead.
I don't understand when Santideva say that Sariputta and Mahamogala were not arahant, because in the scripture we always say that they are arahant. Why did they suddenly claim, Santideva claim they are not arahant? And they are the good disciple of the Buddha, and one is the number one in wisdom, the other one is number one in miracle making. So they are all liberated, isn't it? So why did Santideva say that they are not arahant?
No, Shantideva not debating with that ahats. He accept that they are ahats. But he debated with this Shavakas. There's my teachers didn't understand this Panchaparamita. They're talking about their own teachers. So
Okay.
then the main point is like Shantideva say, who don't understand, who don't have realization Panchaparamita, they are not ahats.
But
So
that's really, because that is different kind of, because the Mahayana believe the Pajanaparamita Sutra, but the Theravada do not believe that all the Mahayana Sutra, and they believe that it was created by later generation. And I think still that now they hold that rule that Mahayana is not taught by the Buddha. And I think even nowadays, I think many Theravada schools still believe that. So, and the logic about it is really different. If they don't believe Pajanaparamita is taught by the Buddha, and then they will say that because your teacher do not understand Pajanaparamita Sutra, so you are not arahant. But if they totally don't accept Pajanaparamita Sutra as the authentic teaching from the Buddha, then you use that to set the bar on that is not right, because that's your standard. To them, that standard is wrong, because they don't believe Pajanaparamita Sutra as the authentic taught by the Buddha. So if I don't believe that, and you use that standard to say that because you don't understand that, so you are not arahant. Well, I just don't accept your standard. So you use your standard and to tell me and challenge me, say I'm not arahant. I think that's just false, because I don't believe that the standard. I don't even believe that the test was taught by the Buddha. Do you know what I'm getting, Kambala?
Yeah, I think so. It's they follow the debating, and they give something, answers. So they have indirectly, you have to understanding something. That indirectly you have to know something there. So Shantideva lost like no accepting, but the main point he say, if you say that your teacher have become not liberated, then he proving that logically, if Shantideva not lost like Shantideva, he against this the Shavakas ideas, but Shantideva no against them. If you say that, that's you have this problem. If you say that you have this problem, Shantideva proving that way,
But Santideva used the standard they believe is not truly taught by the Buddha. So that standard to them doesn't accept, because if you tell me that you have to pass this exam to become the whatever, and I don't even believe your exam is fair or something, I don't even take your exam. So you cannot say you didn't pass my exam, because I don't believe. If I don't believe your exam is fair, then I won't take it, because if I don't believe your exam is true, and why should I take it? If I don't believe the sutra, you hold it as the standard as taught by Buddha, and I say that it was not taught by the Buddha, then you cannot hold that against me, because I don't believe your standard. Is that true logically?
It's the people who debating means like the knows, like you know, oh I cannot prove it, you know, then knows like, oh, I can see this Vibhashika also, if the really follow the rules follow the debating, then recognize that the debate is lost. So Shantideva didn't have to say you have to accept that just the others recognize that debating is lost. So Shantideva didn't say you have accepted my teaching. So he said just you accept your teaching. Shantideva, of course, he accept this the Vibhashikas, the teaching scripture is a book come from Buddha. He 100% accepting. He knows more better than them. You know, he knows everything more better than them. But these others, like just see, is who debating with the Shantideva, they are no ahats. They are follow the you know score, this Vibhashika score, and they has pride. So that's the reason they're no accept Mahayana teaching, because they don't have realized anything. Shantideva knows everything. That's why he giving these answers for them. Say you say this, then you say Mahayana have this problem, then you accept this scripture in the Vinayana also have a problem. Same. You know, you say I have problem. Then what are you going to say? You have this too, like that. You know, that means like the others like just lost debating.
I think fighting about whether Mahayana is authentically taught by the Buddha is still not acceptable in the Theravada school, because Theravada school still believes that the Mahayana is not valid because it was not taught by the Buddha. They still believe that. So, but
Yes.
of course, we know that even the Theravada school, the scripture written at the beginning,
That's the still this Theravadins don't accept it. That means like Shantideva knows these people who stick with like Theravadin teaching so strongly, and they don't have an open mind, and they don't really follow correctly. You know, he knows. That's why he's debating. And not only Shantideva, all this Nalanda University that time, all these scholars debating with this Theravadin. They are actually practitioner Theravadin too. This Shantideva is practitioner Theravadin. But others who debating with Shantideva, they are no practitioner Theravadin. They just say, oh, I'm Theravadin, I don't accept Mahayana. They don't have any proving logically. Shantideva, he is the practitioner Theravadin. He has complete realization Theravadin teachings, everything. He holds the lineage Theravadin.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, this all the Nalanda universities, these scholars, you follow thing about this. Some is this the Mahayana teacher, but it's the view is Shantideva there, or is Mayamika. That right now here is debating with Mayamika, but Shantideva, he is himself is Theravada completely. He has realization practice all the teachings. He debating with who is follow the words, who not follow the truth, and who don't have realized, you know, that's the Shantideva telling them. Do you
So
understand?
from my understanding of your today's word of your talk is that Arhat's realization is the emptiness of self, and the Buddha's the Mahayana's realization is the emptiness of all phenomena. Isn't it true?
Yes.
So if a Theravada school people, if they realize the emptiness of self, so they are Arhat, aren't they?
Yes.
So if they were debating with Shantideva, they
If
didn't
they-
achieve Arhat yet. Was
Okay,
it?
if they reach to Arhat, they're not going to debating
Yes, of course.
because the understanding selflessness of a person is there knows emptiness.
So what you are saying is, when you say that when the arahant still have, but if you achieve arahant, you already emptiness of yourself, then you shouldn't have emotion, isn't it?
No emotion, no.
If you already
When you
arahant,
has no emotion.
do you have or no?
No.
If you are no.
Yeah, no.
So okay. Okay, thank you. My question is done. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes.
Kempo,
So the main point is like Lamen is this Shanti Deva and not only Shanti Deva, this Nagarjuna, he always like debating, starting Nagarjuna, all these Mahayana teachers debating with this Theravada teaching, but they are lineage holder Theravada teaching. Theravada reality teaching their practitioner. So other ones who debating with this Mahayana, they are not really authentic teacher and they're no realizers.
Okay. But in Nagarjuna's teaching, Nagarjuna told a lot of story in the Paramita Sastra and talk about the Araha. When they attain Araha, they still have the past karmic kind of habitual. Like one of Araha was already attained Araha, but he liked to jumping around. He didn't act like Araha. So people complained to the Buddha, and the Buddha said that, because past 500 lives he was a monkey, so he cannot get rid of that habit. So he liked to jump around. So if you attain the arahant, it means that you are emptiness of yourself, but you still carry some of your karmic from the past life. Isn't it true?
Yes, it's true.
Just like the Mahamogala was true.
So that's why the Shanti Deva says, see, this is still not final realization. That still they have this karmic imprints and subtle obscuration because it's dualistic mind still there.
I thought it's not related.
Then Buddha means not only realization. So Buddha means not only realization, emptiness. Buddha means like it's embodiment of the bodhicitta. So these arhats that didn't create that part of that, bodhicitta not enough. Of course, they have a compassion, some levels of compassion, but not bodhicitta. And then that's the reason arhats have to take Mahayana path again. That is a conduct part, the method. But then the realization, see, emptiness, they don't have fully realization emptiness. There's two reasons. They have to take birth again to cultivate bodhicitta, and they have to meditate selflessness of phenomena. Then they're fully realized.
But the definition of arahant is they will not take birth again. That's why they already cut off their samsaric rebirth. Isn't it?
Yeah, but that's the Theravada said that.
Yeah,
Theravada said that, but not Shanti Deva
Okay.
said they cannot stay there all the time. He said you must have to reborn again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Kempo?
Yes.
Kempo? I have a
Yes.
question. I have a question. It's just related to point 50, just the next one over. Can I ask?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Feelings associated with true existence. So sad when gone and happy when here. Like if I see something that I like and I'm sad when it's gone, and then I'm happy when I still have it, like, I don't know, a car. But then how does emptiness explains how it is possible to get rid of feelings? How does it explain emptiness explains how feelings are formed, which is due to the aggregates. How does it not produce feelings if we understand emptiness? It explains how the extremes are possible, the nature of phenomena, but it does not change the phenomena itself. Like when I see a flower I like, but I know the flower is the result of many causes and conditions, but I still like the flower. So I don't know how understand emptiness could get rid of the feeling.
So you're talking about the verses 50?
Yeah. Like my feelings associated with the true existence. Like I believe it's truly there, and I believe it's not truly there when it's gone. But but emptiness explains all the four extremes, right? It doesn't change the four extremes. It explains the nature of the extreme. So how does my feeling is gone? Because emptiness doesn't change anything. It just explains the nature of it. That's my question. Like, how do they get rid of the feeling? If you understand.
Yes, but this is like we're going to tomorrow again. That is not yet today there, I think.
Okay.
Today we didn't get this verses.
Okay.
And also, this actually you have answered the last time is I checked which is the kind of give the answer there. So answer is which verses? Actually, verses 30 is like, even if one knows that all phenomena are like in illusion, however, disturbing conceptions be turned away. For instance, a magician who creates an illusory woman can still have desire for her. So I think you just kind of similarly the questions, right? Like that way, see? Even you have some certain understanding level, reach the ahats, but still have some feelings. So they don't have feeling emotions, like, it's emotions, but they have the main point they have a drollastic. Okay, so drollastic means like you just say like see flower, and I see the flower, so oh, I think it's nice, but not attached to that, but attached is become it's emotion, but I see the flower is oh yeah, it's nice, like kind of they can get something nice, so that's feeling they has, not like
Yeah.
attached to feeling, because there's still no fully realization. That's why they have that feeling.
But how does getting full
Because this
realization get?
like, they still have so
Well.
a conceptual thought.
Kempo,
That is the feeling arise from conceptual mind.
you broke up a little
Oh.
bit, Kempo. We couldn't quite catch all that, I don't think.
That's always a drollastic, conceptual mind. That's why they have that subtle level feelings.
Oh, I see.
That's
Conceptual
more
mind.
emotional feeling.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, great.
Thank
You
you so much.
understand very, very. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Okay.
So quick question, we're going to get into the selflessness of phenomena later. We're going to discuss that more. Selflessness of phenomena.
Selflessness of phenomena is just main point is not only I and self is emptiness, but just realize all these phenomena is not all is no exist. That's selflessness of we already taught selflessness of phenomena.
Okay, you were cutting up a lot.
Last
Okay.
week the teaching they were giving all this selflessness of
Kimbo, you're really cutting
you
out,
know,
so we couldn't hear that. Sorry.
in the told this verses.
We didn't hear the beginning of what you were saying, Kimbo. You're cutting out.
Can you hear?
We can now, but we missed most of what you were saying about.
The EDG question. Can you hear or no?
No, we could not hear the answer fully. No, not at all.
Right now, can you hear or no?
Yes, I think so. Depends. When you
Yeah.
talk a lot, then you start cutting out, it seems.
So when you don't hear, like right away, finger up, okay? So otherwise, I cannot see that you hearing or not. The main point is your question is Shanti, they are going to share the selflessness of phenomena. He already shared that teaching here. Verses 31, 32, 33, 34. That's all is he talking about the main point is all is selflessness of phenomena. Do you heard or no?
Yes, I was reading. I just didn't see those words, the selflessness of phenomena. Okay.
The selflessness of phenomena means that nothing accepting anything, that everything they have to realize emptiness. Subject, object, both have to realize emptiness.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so now I think we do the dedication.
Kempo, David. One quick.
Yes, it's harder to give answer because it's you can hear hard.
No worry, tomorrow.
So you can ask question.
Let me see. That means that Shantiveda is realized already. It's a realizer. It's already answering everything from the absolute. In some way, you understand already the meaning. It's already realized. I mean that when he's debating with everybody, that's my understanding, that's my question. It's already in another level. Okay, I got you. I love that signal. Thank you, Kempo. It's already there. Okay, there are no way. Oh yeah, I got you.
Yes.
Time for one more question.
Yes.
I was wondering, when Shantidev was ending the teaching, he vanished straight up into the air. I was wondering what one is to infer from him disappearing straight up into the air. Is there anything that we should know about that?
I think just we say like follow the story, and he despair, and when he chant that, that's it. Then we know that we don't know and more than anything that.
And then two.
Despair.
Okay. And then two, since he gave, was it 33, 34, and 35, didn't he write that before he disappeared? Was that what it was, or?
Despair is 34.
Okay, so.
He chant that. This 34 verses finish it, then he dissolved.
But he wrote some of these answers knowing, it seemed as though he knew he was going to disappear at a certain point. So he wrote some of them down beforehand. Some of the
I think so.
Okay, so
yes.
So what are we to infer, that he knew that he wasn't going to be available to teach at a certain point? during the teaching. And so he wrote the answers down ahead of time. What is one to infer from that?
So that's, I don't know. We have to ask question Shanti Deva, right?
Okay, okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's a hard. And so maybe he actually looks like this, or he said, I wrote 3 books. So the 3 of the one of this one. So he has already, what he wrote means like he has already memorized everything. So when he get this point, then he just disappear, looks like, because he has memorized everything, then doesn't matter which part he can disappear.
It almost, the way it was presented, it almost seemed to me as though there wasn't a choice for him to continue the teaching at a certain point, that he knew he would disappear. It
Yeah.
almost, you know what I'm saying?
So he showed this emptiness, like the realization finally see mind that apprehend truly existing object will cease and be totally pacified. So then he's pacified means dissolved.
Yes,
I think
but
you're right.
then
I think
doesn't,
he's making a point. I think you're right. He was making a point by disappearing.
so did he intentionally disappear as part of the teaching, or did he have to disappear because of his understanding? Or was it both?
So looks like they realizes that they don't make kind of organized, like, oh, I wanted to disappear here, because they don't have that dualistic conceptuals.
Okay, then, so could it be that he knew
He
that
don't have
there
to
wasn't,
know, but I think some just reasons, like he just, when he see into this comes teachings, because he really into the nature, then it's dissolve emptiness. Could be his teachings all come from his like not like sharing like dualistically, he's sharing no dually, the teachings come from, and when he get is the point is disappeared.
so it was a choiceless
But
act?
he already,
Was it choiceless?
so
I'm just going to interrupt. I don't think it was choices at all. I mean, he understood. He understood the position that you're putting it in by constructing the throne. He knew exactly what was going on. And so I think that when he disappeared, it's not out of spite, like, I'm right. I'm going to demonstrate by showing that I have this tremendous power that you just kind of ignored. I think, and I could see that from a very loving perspective, that he knew the effect that was going to have. And he knew that if he did that, that everybody would interpret that as a sign of his power. Because I'm sure he was taught by Manjushri, right? And I'm sure he probably never told anybody that. The people in Nalanda had no idea that he was taught by Manjushri. And he was not going to brag about it. I don't think he was bragging about it. I think he was trying to demonstrate that, these are authentic teachings that I have learned from authentic lineages. And this is a final physical demonstration that the Mahayana path is the way to go. So that's maybe why he did it.
yeah, so this kind of part is like, see, is the one is a like culture, and here, like, in the Western culture, everything is wanted to research what happening. So actually this some like see emptiness, we have that kind of same science, but that kind of miracle power is nothing can like we can dualistic totally find the information, anything. Just have to accept what happening. That's it. Otherwise, like see, people who die, they become tukdam. some is go to rainbow body. Then we research what happened there. So they really wanted to do that, or why they want to show up that. So they always then there, no one can give answer there. Answer
Okay.
is already beyond.
Okay, I buy that answer. Thank you.
Yeah, the answer is already beyond us. So Shantideva, he wrote 3 books, he all mention about when he shared this teaching. And this is one of that. And so he has already 3 of them wrote down and live there. And that means like actually 3 of these books he has memorized. Like that following is like not the same as like right now our case. If I wrote the books, but I don't remember really. Even 1 page I cannot remember. But that time, these teachers is fully realizes they know everything. So they're not going to mistake any one word. They know everything. They whatever they wrote, and they can like share like one words bring the information, so they can share right away there. You know, I mean, they like have so many verses. It's they share share one from in the chapter 5. They just bring exactly what is that we wanting. So that kind of they have ability. If you say something for me, you say, okay, so give me something like in this your stage of meditation book. I have to go to the book and the log and the page and which lane, you know, then I give to share you. But these guys not like that. You say, okay, I need something from this book, and that whatever you wanting is like exactly they bring you up there.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. So I think tonight is more maybe easy for just you know, follow the word understanding than comparing to morning.
Yes. was
So morning I create a lot of complicate.
I thought the morning was very good though, Kempo. I got a lot out of it. I don't think that I could have gotten as much out of this evening had I not listened this morning to the teachings. I would have needed to have that foundation that you gave this morning to really think about, to be able to go back and go through this. It was both were excellent.
I agree, Kimbo. Very good.
Thank
Very
you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, this morning I'm tired and something going on, but that's why I cannot really focus.
I couldn't tell. Didn't know it all.
Oh, thank you.
No, it wasn't noticeable for me either. And then someone else said that, yeah, this was really clear after the morning's teaching. So
Yes.
Okay, then thanks very much. We're going to do the dedication.
yeah, Amanda, I don't know, can you share the dedication? I can try, but last time it didn't go so well. Although my Zoom has changed a lot. I can do a lot more things now, but
I'm happy to, Debbie. It'll be just a second. I'll pull it up.
okay, thank you.
Yeah, please, Amanda, can you chant too?
Yes, of course. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for your patience. Sorry, I should have been more prepared.
Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Kempo.
Thanks, Amanda.
Amanda.
Thank you for your patience. I'm pulling it up now. Whoever's host, can you enable me to share, please? Okay, thank you. That's perfect. Imaho. In the center is the marvelous Buddha Amitabha, boundless light. On the right side is the Lord of great compassion, and on the left is Vajrapani, the Lord of powerful means. All are surrounded by limitless Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Immeasurable peace and happiness is the blissful Pure Land of Daewachin. When I and all beings pass from samsara, may we be born there without taking samsaric rebirth. May I have the blessing of meeting Amitabha face to face. By the power of the blessings of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions, may we attain this aspiration without hindrance. Teyata Pinsadriya Awa Bodhanaya Soha. Bodhicitta, the excellent and precious mind, where it is unborn, may it arise. Where it is born, may it not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. By this virtue may I achieve omniscience, by defeating all enemies, confusion. May all who travel on the waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death cross the ocean of samsara. As Manjushri, the warrior, realized the ultimate state, and as did Samantabhadra, I will follow in their path and fully dedicate all the merit for all sentient beings. May the teachings of the great Trikungpa Ratnashri, who is omniscient, Lord of the Dharma, Master of interdependence, continue and increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation until the end of samsara.
Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Kipala.
Thank
See
you,
you.
Kempo.
Good
Okay.
evening.
Beautiful.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.